Hi, may I help you?
According to Artie, it all started in October with a visit from an IRS revenue officer. He informed the Savages that one of their subcontractors owed an outstanding debt.
I opened the door and I said, yes, may I help you? And he said, what are you trying to do? Run away before you pay your bills? And I said, I beg your pardon.
And a hefty debt it was. The subcontractor owed back employment taxes, and the agent insisted the Savages were responsible for paying it.
From the time that the IRS agent came to our door until the check was confiscated was probably about 7 months. And all I could think of was, oh my God.
The agency took more than $130,000 to cover the subcontractor's debt.
The hardest thing to accept is the fact that an IRS agent knew from day one what he was doing was illegal and wrongful.
I can't tell you how I felt. It was as if the world was beginning to crumble.
In 1993, after Tom appealed the levy, he took the IRS to court.
And the first thing the judge said to me is, give me the IRS $100,000 to get out of the case. And I said to the Honor, I said, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I don't owe the money.
Ultimately, Tom settled with the IRS, agreeing that they would keep $50,000 of what they'd levied. For Tom, it meant a quicker end to lengthy legal proceedings. But it was a decision he'd regret. Questionable enforcement tactics come front and center, and while testimony brings out surprising stories, the aftermath brings significant change. The conclusion, next. You're watching Inside the IRS. In 1993, Tom and Artie Savage were fighting the battle of their lives. According to Tom, the Internal Revenue Service held them accountable for unpaid taxes owed by one of their subcontractors. $138,000 accountable. As a result, Tom says it cost them several $100,000 in lost business, and he had to delay his retirement for years. It took them about 4 years to pay down the debts they incurred fighting a levy they say was never really theirs to begin with. At the time, the Savages were two of many who claimed to be on the receiving end of abuse from the IRS. And in 1997, the IRS's tactics and organizational culture fell under investigation by the Senate Finance Committee. What followed was a set of highly publicized Senate hearings.
The IRS basically has the attitude, sue us to prove that we are wrong.
Accounts of abuse from both IRS employees and taxpayers took center stage. Behind protected screens and with distorted voices, testimonies about corruption and abuse suffered at the hands of IRS collectors filled the room. Tom Savage finally got to say his piece.
I want to thank the committee for the opportunity to share my story, which has been no less than a true horror story for my wife and me.
Just before testifying in 1997, Tom was given a letter from the Department of Justice to the District Counsel of the IRS stating, "We believe the levy in question was wrongful. We do not believe that the IRS can levy on the partnership property for the unpaid federal employment tax liability of one of the partners." The letter was dated November 1993, when Tom's case was in process.
If they were honorable, they would have closed the case out, come to me and said, Mr. Savage, we made a mistake. Here's your refund of your money.
Despite the letter, the IRS pressed forward with the case. And facing mounting debt and trying to fight the levy, Tom settled.